How much they paint.
Exactly. Okay, Reddit.
Nah, I actually like Artifact too. I just can't.
I just wish there was more people. That's all.
Yeah.
Like it just sucks to queue until like really.
It's like, oh,
long.
it's Life Coach. Wow, I lost. Ray. Yeah.
Dazzle.
I got to play against Petrify again.
I like the Pango when they get Dazzle Core. I think this is one of the heroes that, like, when they were first coming up, you remember that main cast tournament? Like, that was what they did
last
to win.
game. He crushed it last game. He was like against the Brood mid, and he was like one of the most farmed heroes in the game. I mean, I think
PA
this
now too. Like
I really actually like the Radiant lineup. I think the Dire team's got a shot.
Good,
but yeah, I'm pretty sure Dazzle absolutely destroys Ember mid as well.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to give this to Empire.
They've got Dazzle, PA, and
Pango.
Yeah, Dazzle, PA, and Elder Titan. Like, these three heroes late game are just going to make the PA able to delete 2 heroes at a time. Like, it's incredible the amount of physical damage and armor reduction they have. So,
but I think
you got to favor the Pango again.
But I think they're going back to that long game plan. Not right. This is where they're going to try to make sure they can win.
Yeah, I mean, Empire as well, they have got stuff that scales quite well. You know, sure, if the Ember Spirit could come, but I think Ember Spirit's just a bit of a bad hero at the moment. Okay. So, yeah, the Pango all the way. I don't think it's going to be as close as game 1. I think the Pango's going to win this even easier. And
I'm assuming you're in the same boat? Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
Let's get that game. It started. I want to hear more and more of Savage Sheever because she's going to let him have it this time if it's not close. No, see, you're very nice, Breaky. You like make people like when she gets past this time.
I say, what about me? But all right.
Is there no like alliteration you can use for Breaky?
It sounds like a Nazi for you because it'd be like SS season. I don't want to do that.
Okay. I don't know.
Hey, Breaky.
I'm just here hanging out. What's up, Sheever?
Well, we're gonna watch another game, and I think maybe the panel is right that it's going to be a lot closer, but we're here to find out and see, right? We got another Archangel in the Wyvern. Perhaps he can make something happen. Previous time we saw him on that, they did win. That was, of course, earlier today. And Naive, you know, he's back on the Dazzle, but the panel did say for the last pick they might need something with the Disable to deal with that Ember better. And you know, he doesn't have it. He did, of course, buy a Hex later on, and I'm sure that he's going to try to do that again this time, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, down the line, of course, that's going to be something. They do some things like the Primal Roar from Beastmaster and, you know, Grimstroke's Inkswell if that can catch. But yeah, Ember Spirit is going to be very slippery this game, and in that aspect will be troublesome. But also, as Kyle was talking about, in the laning phase, I do expect Dazzle to have a very good time if it ends up being that case. And for right now, in fact, what is going on here?
I think Kobos, I'm not sure.
Okay,
he doesn't even have a ward to place, so I'm not sure what he was doing there. There is quite a lot of disable for Kobos, actually, with the Roar. And I think this is a great Grimstroke game. I think if you're playing Grimstroke this game, you got so many things that you can double up on. You can double up on the Roar, daggers, poison things. That also means that Rubik is going to have a fun game, because I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of attempted steals of binds.
Yeah, and his team actually has a couple, specifically the Stormhammer Sven, not too shabby. So if the interaction comes into play, it could be, of course, strong for Empire. But yeah, it still is something also seeing Naive in this mid-roll. I still can't get used to that, even though this whole event has basically been the case here for the Pango. But for a long time, watching some CIS region throughout this year especially, he's been in that safe lane role. So initially we were talking about this being a stand-in, but the way he's, I guess it's almost like a
He is still listed as a stand-in, but he is listed as a stand-in for this event.
Okay.
So Sylar is basically missing this entire event.
He had Valentine's Day plans, I guess. That's understandable.
Maybe he went on a long holiday, you know?
Yeah.
You know, some people go on a long holiday. We go to Kiev.
Yes, come to Kiev and cast from a pink fluffy studio with angel wings. Who would have thought, Sheever?
I think we are the only ones right now in the whole world with angel wings on fluffy pink chairs commentating a Dota 2 game.
There's some dude in his basement doing exactly that, but yeah, probably one of the only ones.
Nobody.
Slacks, maybe.
No. I was going to say in a fluffy chair with wings with a camera on us, but you know, there might be other people that have that.
Exactly. It's very possible, actually. Let's be honest. This is the internet, the world, after all. All right,
but the world is very big all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And thank God for that. Let's find out what's gonna happen in this game, because previous game we had a fairly early start to a very active late game, and the lanes and the entire previous game actually was very even. So I'm curious to hear from you how you think this laning stage should play out, and who should be should be edging ahead.
Well, again, as we talked about the mid lane, I do expect Dazzle to have a pretty good time, and so far looking good in the CS. Bottom lane, Sven into a bottom lane is always going to be annoying. You do have the lift from Rubik. They have some decent combo there, but there's no way they're killing the Phantom Assassin. Maybe if they catch the Grimstroke, but I would assume PA is overall going to get some good CS at that bottom. And then I suppose the top lane, what is it up there? You got the ET as well as the Beastmaster versus Juggernaut and Wyvern. Definitely some push potential, of course, as always with that Beastmaster. But another kind of back and forth there. Juggernaut should be set up to have an okay laning phase. But I go back to, this is a game where, once again, with a PA in it, where earlier priority on the BKB, I feel like if he gets that sooner than later, it could be troublesome for Team Empire. So they're going to have to at least attempt to keep Kuman in check here on the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, and in the meantime, that top lane is actually that Elder Titan is able to bully quite a bit, and on the net worth we see Juggernaut suffering just that little bit compared to the Beastmaster. You can only imagine that those differences will obviously increase as the game goes on. Ghostig, he's actually teleporting to that tier 1 tower. Hope he has a salve in his infantry because he's going to need it. Zayach also forced back towards the tower, and I mean that's part of the Costas curse coming into play, because that is countering everything I just said.
Well, it happened, but I mean, whenever you have a Juggernaut, any kind of a hero that slows someone, of course, as a Wyvern does, you're going to have that threat of a kill. So that's exactly what we saw right there. But a good heads up to TP out.
Grimstroke is getting surrounded by enemies. Sayuv, the Inkswell is not hitting on him. The shield coming out as well. Slayer, where are you going, buddy? There's no runes there. There's no love anywhere. There's only darkness and blood.
Jesus. The theme of this event was supposed to be lighthearted.
He's fine.
All right, yeah, he is back up. But again, Rubik lift into the stun. It's as expected. If they catch Grimstroke in the bat spot, and going back to that, I suppose he was doing some kind of pull, kind of keep this lane in check. But that's the dangerous part. Yep,
and it was a nice ward coming out from Empire. So they knew he was there, and they basically blocked him. He had no place to go. Archangel, he's out of mana, but I wouldn't think he's out of mana enough to kill himself to a tower. Okay, well, he thinks differently, and he will kill himself to a tower.
I think it's a position as well. He's just all the way over here, so yeah, figures. Speaking of dark things, you know Grimstroke, by the way, I found this out just last week. Moxie informed me of this. Apparently, the Phantom's Embrace, he's throwing his dead wife at people. It's like the ghost of his dead wife or something like that. Isn't that crazy?
That is, yeah. Ew.
You started this.
But it's a phantom, so it's a ghost.
It's like a ghost,
zombie,
yeah.
So
it's like
there's
a
no
spirit or whatever.
Ghostic. Actually, he has got a little bit of life left, but it's not going to last for very much longer with that Splinter Blast. Or is it?
Yeah.
It is. He lives. He's fine, and Zayach was able to chase that Juggernaut away. Is there any regen left for this Beastmaster? He's got one Tango. That's it. Oh, and he will eat a tree with that. Plant it first, later. That's the responsible way of doing it. In the meantime, PA is maybe getting called in to help save Grimstroke again. This time he does want to try and go for those runes, but again he got scouted out, and Inkswell is only going to buy him a little bit more time. It's not going to give him enough to get the rune, or is he? Oh, he does get the deny though. You know, he's got no value, right click. But still dies for it and gets gives another kill to that bottom lane for Empire.
Yeah, that was like a deja vu moment right there. You do see the ward also that they have near the pole camp. It's been there from before, so that's how they're able to find these kills on a Grimstroke every time he goes in that area. Obviously, in this case, for the bounty rune, they're able to catch him. So sure, he denies the rune, but another death. I don't know if it's necessarily 100% worth it, but looking back at this Dazzle matchup, we are starting to see Naive take ahead quite a bit. 31-15 now. That early Necronomicon coming online.
Getting chased down. He's taking so much damage. He is actually almost dead. The healing ward is still there to try and keep him alive, but the briefcase from Zayach. Whew. Get off my lawn. Yeah, he hits hard.
There's a reason this hero gets banned a lot right now, and it's for pretty much that right there. When it comes to that Astral Spirit, it's insane. You essentially get a free double damage plus more every time that's ready to go, and that's exactly what we saw there. Is okay, they're taking out a stack in the jungle. Interesting.
Yeah, why not? The mid lane, as you said, Dazzle is having quite nice control over that, so taking this stack away from Pango is pretty nice. Every little bit of gold helps. Slayer is invisible this time. Won't get scouted out. The ward also disappeared, so he doesn't have to worry about that anymore, although I don't think he wants to be caught out there again. And I don't think he'll be there again like that, because 3 times dying the same way is pretty bad.
You would think so.
Finds himself mad in the trees. He's got some daggers for him. Inkswell's there as well. Shields up. Is it enough? Another dagger slowing him down. Zayach coming there as well. There is another... Well, there was a stroke of fate as well slowing him down, but he's so tanky.
Yeah, I don't think Zayach had any Astral Spirit damage, or very little at that, so not much you can do there. It's the power of Warcry, of course, coming into play. Is the reason why a lot of teams do prioritize this hero.
They're actually going in. Shields activate on the bottom lane, perhaps, but on top lane is the Beastmaster that died, Ghostic. Kind of feeling the pain of missing Zayach on the lane.
Yeah, and interested to see what Juggernaut goes for when it comes to his build. Something I feel like we've seen a little bit more of recently and makes sense, especially with the Battle Fury nerf, is that Yasha into a Maelstrom. It's kind of a poor man's Battle Fury. You get the nice stats from the Yasha early on.
Oh, he walked into that silence, getting stunned up as well as stomped, but he has got backup. Imagine, and so there is a shrine available. Actually, there's not. That means that Zayach is dead. There's no way out for him. Rotation, of course, successful for Kodos.
I suppose this is one way to recover, again, from the early laning phase, as Kodos has been moving quite a bit. We saw him take that stack earlier, and now hunting for a kill with the Rubik Sven in the bottom lane there. So Dazzle's getting this free farm, but again, that was going to be happening anyways.
Yep.
If he was here.
The gold is slightly in going Empire's favor. The difference is not that much just yet, so, you know, it's still even, but this is what Empire should be doing to try and get a lead against the Pango here. Because the Pango, otherwise, I mean, they are happy, as you said, they're happy with just farming until the PA is ready to fight with them, and just trying to hold off Empire for as long as they can and catch any kills they can, of course, in the meantime, if they see Empire making some weird plays. We actually have Kuman rotated mid.
Well, and he killed Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit was actually falling back low on life from the Dazzle, and he went behind the tier 1 tower, seen on the minimap there, and got him with the dagger, I suppose. Phantom Strike in and got the kill. So, yeah, great rotation. Sets up the mid tower kill, and not often you're going to see a PA rotate like that, but just happened to be perfect timing. Now, they do lose a tier 1 bottom, so that's a great response from Empire, of course, making the best of a bad situation.
True.
But this will be pushed up now, and ideally, PA should be able to clean it up herself.
Isn't not even all bad for PA, right? Because now all of a sudden this jungle, or this, not the jungle, but this lane is a lot more safe to farm. They do also have those wards up again in the jungle, of course, but this is a lot more safer to farm by yourself than if you're farming in front of the tier 1 tower.
Exactly. It's one of those, you never want to lose a tower, but if you're going to lose one, in this case his safe lane, that's where you're fine with it, exactly, as those points you're bringing up. Also like seeing the Vlad's on Beastmaster just finished. He's not having the greatest start, but of course Vlad's on this hero, especially with what he's bringing with the Inner Beast and pushing already. They have the Necronomicon and Dazzle. They need to abuse that. They need to be pushing, ideally this top lane. They already got the middle tower dead, but make use of these early items if you're the Pango.
Yeah, I think they want to maybe wait for the boots for Naive. They're in the Courier. Archangel stomped up. There's a roar as well, or a lot of hate for this Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern will die. He was silenced up as well. Dream will get a kill on this Elder Titan. There's really no hope for him, or is there? Can he actually get out? Oh my god, the juke Zayach is fine. I was never worried. Kodos, though, he's coming in. Managed to take out the Pango Slayers. The Grimstroke died, but that's not worth dying for.
No.
So he'll die here as well. A lot of rotations, including Kuman, coming to help, and they can just make this into a push.
Yeah, that's
if they want to.
Yeah, again, using that flat Zara, and they possibly could be doing that. But the fact that also Kuman, I think he got even 2 of those kills. He's top net worth right now, and this is well before that Battle Fury. So
and Dream did end up chasing down Zayach, but him chasing down that Elder Titan basically made him like he wasn't needed in that fight. Ooh.
Okay.
They'll still be able to get some revenge by the looks of things. Perhaps. Kuman, can he get himself out? He just needs someone to jump to, and he finds one. Ghostic. He's got his roar on cooldown, so can't use that, but the chase is on. The boar is slowing down some opponents. Zayach getting stunned up. Can't go for a stump. A healing ward keeping Empire sustained.
I was going to say I was surprised we didn't see the Primal Roar coming. It looked like Beastmaster was close enough to the Juggernaut, but sure enough, it's actually on cooldown. Yeah,
he used it through the Winter Wyvern.
That's right, yeah.
It should be up again relatively soon.
So again, ideally push this. Wyvern's not level 6 yet. Until Wyvern 6 especially, you have, it almost feels like freedom. Now when that Winter's Curse does come out, it does change things a bit, because with all this army, you have to be careful. A hero can be picked off pretty quickly.
Yeah. They don't have Grimstroke though. He went on bottom to get some farm there. I guess Grimstroke is also not level 6 yet, so he's going to make sure that he has that. In the meantime, NaVi is still pushing here. They're actually, Empire's just backing out. Winter Wyvern's still there. Now is the Roar's back online, but is Winter Wyvern going to be able to help here? I don't think he's going to be in time. He's going to try. He gets the call and embrace off. Might just be delay of execution though, as indeed Madden will still fall. Archangel himself retreating together with Kodos.
Ember's wasting a lot of time though. He credited it earlier to be fair, but middle lane Juggernaut.
Yeah, the Inkswell is luckily not too long of a stun for Dream, and he pops the Healing Ward and gets out. Dagger, Kumana, you really want to chase that? I don't think so.
No. Again, that Bout of Fury. Keeping an eye on that, but yeah, Ember Spirit, it seems like really needs to be focusing more on just absorbing the jungle like he's been somewhat, but getting a bit too involved at the top lane. The tower seemed like it was going to be a lost cause, especially with this Fang kill. So luckily he didn't die for that, but if you're this Radiant side right now, if you're the Pango, again, I think you can keep going. This is what this Inner Beast aura does. You have that level 1 Necronomicon and Dazzle. These three heroes, yeah, when they're together, again, especially pre-Curse, as you said, Sheever, what's going to stop them? Doesn't feel like a whole lot right now.
Yeah, they need more time on the side of Empire. Get some core items up. At the moment, the only thing they can really rely on is the stun coming out from the Sven and Dream doing some damage with this Juggernaut. But that's about it. And there is so much disable in comparison mostly on the side of the Pango, especially now that Grimstroke is level 6. The Roar is going to be up again soon. We saw Pango coordinated before, and we know they can do it. You got the double Roars, double Poisons, the double Silence, double Daggers. Anybody caught by that is in a world of hurt.
Yeah. Drums finished on Juggernaut, so not necessarily the item choice that I was expecting. As I mentioned last game, I think it was on the Doom specifically, I do like the change to this item and the move speed increase individually. I don't know if I like it on Juggernaut here necessarily. It doesn't feel like it's going to be the biggest impact, and he needs to have, in fact, he's going back for a Battle Fury. Yeah, he might be in trouble here.
Oh, he was worried of getting roared. Does juke out the Spirit, still getting slowed by the Stroke of Fate. Now there's the roar that he was worried about. The heal comes out from Suyuv, but in comes the Soulbind. Suyuv, you gotta help your teammate out. Can you actually? I'm not sure of it. Does get the Soulbind turned around. Zayach, he'll be the only one to die so far, though. The Pango, Omni-slashed on NaVi. Pango having to retreat here because that Soulbind getting stolen is a problem. A big problem.
Yeah, fighting uphill into the shrine area.
Not over yet either. Ghost Stick still on the back lines here. He is getting left to the wolves. Actually, Kuman. Oh no, he backs off. I was going to say, Kuman was still close by, but he's just using this as an opportunity to move towards the bottom to farm. He still hasn't got his Battle Fury finished as well. Interesting attempt to fight on the other side of the map.
Yeah, when you're going uphill like that, again, they had the vision clearly. That's why they were able to get the Promeroar off, but into a shrine area, that was really just good response from Empire. Specifically in that fight. So I also know that Dazzle, I understand core Dazzles are going to be built differently, but I feel like you need at least 1 point of Shallow Grave. It's such a value point with that ability. Yeah. And if he has Shallow Grave there, he might not live in the end, but it does delay it that much longer and makes them chase that much longer.
Yep.
It just seems worth it.
Someone's going to be able to do more damage in that time. And if that someone was, for example, Kuman, that could just be a couple more crits.
Yeah.
Grimstroke is pushing out the bottom lane in the meantime. He is actually behind tower. Maybe he's going to try to snipe the courier. Kuman is getting chased down though. Can he escape is the question. There is no Omni-Slash available. And there's also a dragon close by, which is going to be the end of Kuman, who actually jumped towards the dragon.
Yeah, this is where that tier 1 tower dying is an issue, because again, since it's dead, there's no one to TP close to him to try to help him out in that case. So you could argue Phantom Assassin shouldn't even been pushing that in the first place. As RobAJG say bye. It's taken out there at the top, so easy kill. But yeah, the vision also not the greatest. They do have a pretty aggressive ward at that tier 2 bottom lane, but outside of that, it is somewhat lacking for the Radiant side. So if he's going to be that far pushed up, then he needs to make sure at least have one more ward, perhaps more towards that shrine area near the tier 1 tower to see said ganks that would be coming.
Yeah, I think with the previous fight we just saw as well, in the river, that is that one. Pango is going to be a little scared.
Yeah.
They were, because they were advancing pretty heavily before that, and you know, having a fight like that, they are still pressuring top.
Kinda.
But you can tell that they're a little bit more scared in their movement.
Yeah, and go back, if they weren't going to push the tier 2 top, I would have rather seen them push tier 1 bottom, you know, at least push some kind of objective while they have that timing. So they still have that time. They still have that timing, but it's going down a bit. The curse is now here too, as we mentioned.
Come on, he still hasn't finished his item. Please have mercy. Actually, they're just ganking up on Kuman, I think. Former teammate and all. Yeah. I would do the same. He does end up dropping Dream in the meantime. He's trying to defend his tower. Can't do that. And now also gets bound. Silence coming in probably soon too, but no, it does not actually. The Omni Slash is there, and that Soulbind didn't end up doing anything at all as the rest of Empire is coming in. The Roar still up on Dream as we do see Slayer die, but at the cost of a Juggernaut that was on the other side of the fight. Now Black Archangel coming in with the Curse. They want to try and take out Ghostic here. The heals coming out, but those heals are from Seiyu. Stomp, buying time for Ghostic to perhaps get himself up. But Black Archangel's on the chase, and Naive is not going to get the chance to teleport out. Ghostic, though, he might be able to get out. Indeed, he does. Side? Yeah, I was going to say, there's going to be some disable somewhere. The chains come out from Kodos and another death on the side of the Pango. I think still Empire is having a pretty good hold right now. Yeah,
because again, they killed the Phantom Assassin, they slowed down that Battle Fury. She's got 1,500 gold, so she's almost there, but it's buying more time for the Juggernaut, and especially that Ember Spirit. Yeah.
It's pretty slow for a PA to get that Battle Fury.
When you consider the start on top of that, it sees a couple of deaths, the bottom lane pushing by herself, and the mid lane, you can't blame her as much. Honestly, that goes back to just a great mid ward. That was plays they smoked in, and they did a fantastic wraparound, so I can't blame PA for that one necessarily. That was just better play by Empire, but I also saw bots purchased on the Ember Spirit, so his mobility is that much stronger. He's going to start abusing that to, of course, push in lanes and just absorb farm elsewhere. And how about this Sven?
Inkswell is there. Silence is there for the moment as well, but this is just a Grimstroke and a Dazzle. They cannot kill Sven by themselves.
Well, he's going to be tough to kill in general. You see what he hit a Vlad's and a Vanguard already. He's going a full Crimson Guard, which is fantastic this game. The physical damage is what's really intense here on the Radiant side, so what great answer to that, of course, in a Crimson Guard.
That shield's going to be strong.
Mech, though, picked up on Dazzle, so Guardian Greaves eventually coming out there, of course. So, yeah, he's understandably building that utility, group up with the team and be very effective in that aspect, let PA deal your damage. But I am now a bit more concerned for the Pango when I think about it, because specifically with that Sven's farm was almost quietly doing very well, but seeing what he had and the value of the Crimson Guard, what it's going to bring this game, when it comes to these engagements, it's going to be difficult for the Pango to take them.
Yeah, he's going to be definitely a force to be reckoned with here. And as the game goes longer and longer, and you got a Sven, a Juggernaut, and an Ember Spirit, 3 very capable cores.
Yeah.
Versus a PA, a Dazzle, and a Beastmaster. Now, if this was 3 versus 3, which I know it's not, but I know which side I want to be on. That is definitely Empire's side.
And we saw Sven get a Axe earlier yesterday, I believe. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's something, maybe not next, but perhaps something like a Blink first and then eventual Axe. But Axe this game for both the Juggernaut and even the Ember Spirit, they would greatly benefit from that.
Yeah.
That's bottom. Oh, Ember's caught.
Oh, the Curse trying to save Kodos' life. And it works.
Ooh.
Nice one. Still killing off the Grimstroke. Zayach going for the Stomp. Going to try to teleport himself out. In the meantime, Ghostic, he tried to run away, but Kodos can just chase him down.
Between Crimson Guard and the Warcry and now again, the Cold Embrace we've seen several times, goes back to this physical damage on the Radiant side. Those are all 3 skills and abilities that are fantastic against said attribute there in the physical damage. So it's, the odds looking pretty good for Pango still. This is the series odds, but in this game specifically,
this is the worst.
I would lean towards Empire right now, and who knows what can happen in Game 3. So
exactly, this is it's not too bad odds.
Yeah.
For if you're looking at this game, Empire's got a bit of a lead. Not just, I mean, it's 1K. We don't think about the gold. What we do think about is this Juggernaut trying to run away from the PA and the Ember Spirit. He did make it out, actually.
So did Juggernaut end up going the Battle Fury? Because I saw he had it queued up. Okay, he is going to... So, see, I like this a lot better. That's what I was going to say. I was a bit concerned if he went the Battle Fury. I guess not concerned would be the right word. It would be fine, but... oh, Ember.
There's a Roar available as well. They'll use it, and they'll get Kuman in, and you know they can take down those single targets really fast, and that is part of the strength of the Pango's lineup. They can do that. They can also take down Roshan pretty fast, and they are gonna try to do just that. Now with the Ember Spirit dead, Ember can buy back if he wants to, and actually, yeah, they're probably gonna want to. Yeah. They teleport into the shrine. They find themselves Slayer. There comes the buyback. The Grave is there, keeping Slayer alive for a little while longer. He's going for the X-Well as well. Gets the Soulbind off, but Soulbind gets stolen. By the looks of things, or at least it looked like that. So he is in a lot of trouble. He'll die, actually. He can't do anything with that Black Archangel. Drops as well. The Pango is winning this fight. They're doing well. Question is, can they get more, and do they actually want to? Because those 3 cores are still alive. Now with the stun up on Kuman, the evasion helping him out. Going back into the pit? No? Jumping forward, getting disabled. There's a lot of stuns, a lot of disabled still on Empire. Even without those supports, gotta be careful. Nice Hawk, scouting the way. Just at that Spirit, Kuman's still alive for the moment. ZyARCH getting a 3-man stomp, perfectly positioned as well.
I don't know about this. Don't chase.
No, don't chase. Yeah. It's too scary.
Yeah, so the Roshan's still there. They're not going to go back for it, but we saw a glimpse right there as far as, I mean, yes, the Pango, they obviously made that very interesting in the end, and you could say they won it in the long run there, but Ember Spirit is going to be an issue. He did have to buy back there, but without Primal Roar specifically, if that's not up, Ember Spirit does have a lot of freedom in this game when it comes to his mobility. So they're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Did that Rubik actually steal Soulbind, or did I just miss
I couldn't notice, honestly. He died shortly after, so I didn't get the chance to use it maybe, but we've seen several, and maybe it's easier to steal than we thought.
Yeah, maybe it is. The Roar coming out there as well as the Silence, Madden, and the Cold Embrace keeping him up for the moment. So he's close by.
He lives.
He lives indeed. I mean, there, like you said earlier, there's a lot of mitigation for all the physical damage coming out from the Pango. ZyARCH looking for a stomp, finding it only on Black Archangel. And the Roshan lives. He is the winner in all of that.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
He's chilling. He's having a good time, drinking a beer. He's just sitting there enjoying the fight that's happening nearby. But
he's enjoying the company, perhaps, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes he's just left alone for so long. In this game, everybody wants to be in his pit. That sounds really bad.
Yeah. It is Valentine's Day.
It is so almost Valentine's
Day. It's a little more understandable. Oh, how about this? They're smoking in. Interesting. The Radiant. I don't know if it's time for this, but...
This is, this is scary time. The Pango knows this is happening. They're making their way over. They might be too late, though. With ZyARCH actually being very far away on his Elder Titan, they need that Spirit, because the Spirit that we saw was actually not his. In comes the Earth Splitter. They're trying to make this work. Curse. Holding everybody at bay for the moment while the rest of Empire finishes off Roche. The Soulbind, the Silence coming out as well. Can they do the damage though? The Roshan does end up dropping to Empire. They get the Aegis as well. Madden saved for the moment. Roar as well. 1-for-1 trade so far. Roar in return from Sayu. He's just able to dish it out, and the rest of Empire is just not dying. Kuman, he's the one needing to do the damage. He is the only one doing the damage here on the side of the Pango, and he is getting controlled heavily, especially by this Rubik from Sayu. The Aegis at least got burned on the side of Empire, and now the rest of the Pango, they gotta run. They can't really do this. This is a fight. Okay, well, they can if they get crits like that. Okay, Kuman showing up to the fight, or at least the crits are showing up to the fight. A buyback, actually, from Black Archangel, as they do kill off the Juggernaut in the end. This is a problem when you got only that one physical core. Eventually, he'll crit.
Yeah.
But we also saw the problem where it just took so long to actually get kills.
Yeah, we saw several misses come out due to the blur, so Juggernaut's having trouble there. He's going to want an MKB eventually for sure, but also Sven dying early on. He's a big factor in these fights. That War Grand, the Crimson Guard that he's providing.
Needed.
If he's dead, Empire's strength as far as the team fight goes definitely goes down. I also noticed Kodo, and maybe it was because of he got early dagger crit, so he's about 70% life or so.
He
was dancing. He was not really committing. He was playing it very, very safe, and I can't blame him considering where that fight was happening, but they essentially were without their Ember Spirit at that point too, and it just fell apart from there. So they got the Aegis, so they still took away the Aegis from the Pango, but nobody has it now, at least.
This fight actually made me worried for Empire, because when that PA gets a BKB, who's going to stop her? What are they going to do?
Yeah.
How are they going to deal with that? Well, they're going to steal the Roar.
That's possible. I think we saw another Soulbind steal, by the way, and I think we saw the Sven hammer into it. So we talked about that combo. Seiyuu is on top of that, but Winter's Curse is the only thing, right? They're just to lock her in place if you want to use it that way, but
then you can't do any damage.
Exactly. I don't think you necessarily want to. It's the idea is that you just have to kite the best you can, mitigate that damage with the Cold Embrace, the Crimson Guard, etc.
Yeah.
And pick off the supporting cast while the BKB is active. It would be the ideal.
If anything, oh no, that's not what the BKB is after. All right, Zayach, I think he was scouting out for his team. He actually has a BKB. He gets roared.
There's that roar.
He went straight BKB.
Yeah. We see a lot of these Elder Titans do this actually going very recently. I've noticed that they go the early BKB, and I think a lot of it has to do, I think is it his 15 or 20 times? He gets 40 attack speed or something, or 70 attack speed. That's what it is. At level 20, I think.
Well, there's the curse. Holding Ghostic in position. Well, the rest of Empire can come around him to kill him off.
Nice one to find there. But yeah, I think the idea is that we talk about how hard he can hit, and especially it allows him to bring that aura of the minus armor, in this case for his team, by himself. He's able to stand there a lot stronger and not as threatened in those fights. But that does mean, you know, he's not bringing that utility necessarily. As okay, we're kind of a little bit of flash there.
Yeah.
But he's not bringing the utility items in. Grimstroke's also very underfarmed, so you know they don't have these things like Forest Staffs, Glimmer Capes, etc. To help them out right now, which should probably be on the list, at least for the Elder Titan next at this point. Shesso build, okay.
Well, BKB done for Kuman. Basher next indeed.
Yeah, Basher's going to be great this game. Basher into the Abyssal Blade's fantastic. Great lockdown for the Juggernaut and, of course, Ember Spirit.
You think they want to fight this?
Well, the
They're
Dyers...
so close.
Yeah.
They do already lose the tower. Oh, actually, hello. Madden actually jumps forward. BKB active from Zayach, though. He wants to go for this. Gets a stomp off. Up on 2. Soulbind is there, as well as the Roar. Nice air splitter. Omni Slash is coming through, but the damage is not really there. Now Madden is the target for Kuman. He gets a double kill already. Now looking for more, but the Juggernaut truly bladed and got himself out of dodge. The same goes for Kodos, as he has got that spirit away. Nobody died on the side of the Pango, and that fight was instigated by Empire. They wanted that. I don't know. Did they not see the BKB yet, maybe, on Kuman? Could that have been?
I mean, well, she's had, well, maybe. I guess I did get it very recently here, but I don't know. It's she did one-shot the Wyvern, so that was a big part of it. No Cold Embrace or Winter's Curse came out as a result, so I think without those tools, you're obviously set up to be in a pretty dangerous fight. But yeah, they thought they had the pick, but they clearly did it. But it kind of goes back to your point. Yeah, I don't know if Empire should be necessarily hunting like that. If they're in the spot to be doing so, and they're going to lose a Rax as a result of all this.
That is painful. And actually, Kuman, he can actually do a lot while this Winter Wyvern is still dead for another 10 seconds.
They need to get back now, though, because again, as soon as she's up, she could definitely turn.
Yeah, they do get that melee Rax. Slayer will die for this as well, but it's fine. If you're the Pango, you're happy with this. As long as you can escape with your cores. We're going to find out if Kuman... Ooh!
Black Angel was right there.
No range.
So close.
Well, good fight for Pango. That was basically almost given to them because the lane was in the right position as well for them to do that. I do like the Beastmaster taking bounty runes. Makes me very happy.
Gotta get them runes.
He's got one of the better sound bites for getting the runes. I don't even know what he does.
Who?
He just... Beastmaster. He just does, why?
I mean, he's one with nature. He's just making the nature calls, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I guess
Never thought about that. there's that scythe that we mentioned on Dazzle that potentially is going to be coming. Again, very good this game against the Amber Spirit specifically. So I think I just saw Basher also finished on PA. So yeah, this Radiant team, they're not necessarily a heavy cooldown team either. They're a team that could definitely go. In fact, both teams are similar to that, but it's right now favoring the Radiant.
With that scythe, oh, okay, they find Dream first. This scythe could mean, death for Dream, and indeed it is. Okay, they use everything, including Earth Splitter. I'm not sure if that was called for, but
no
hey,
buyback.
60 seconds on the sidelines, right?
Yeah.
You'll do that for it.
Worth, absolutely. And that's tier 2 at least. They're probably they're going to go tier 3. You know, and is this a case of buyback due to gold? I want to say it is. I don't think he bought back earlier, so. It looks like that is the case. Yeah, it's about 470 gold short, so they're going to check. Obviously, they don't know that, so they're at least going to check for the buyback. But they'll realize, in fact, top lane, they're pushing on the dire side. Okay, they are starting to TP back now, but they have a curse. So the curse could resolve what Kuman's going in.
Kuman, he might be forcing it out very soon. He has got that BKB still available as well. He will use it. Black Archangel, he's just waiting to use that curse, but he's actually getting stomped.
Yeah.
Can't do anything for the moment. As Kuman jumps away, he knows that BKB needs to be used to get himself out, and that the rest of Empire backed away from top lane. So everybody is there defending again, and with Juggernaut up in a couple of seconds, it's time to go home.
Yep, and the Pango's just playing it very smart right now. There's a great smoke play that, again, set up into the eventual kill onto Juggernaut just right after they get the scythe. So
what does he want to do? Does he think he's just going to curse up?
Well,
yeah,
apparently.
He is. Curse someone, but the rest of the team coming in, and there's defense as well. But now with the curse down, that means...
I don't know if I like
this.
Okay,
well, actually, Ghostic is going to die for this one by the looks of things. Unless, no, he's actually very dead. Slayer can teleport out. He did use the Soulbind for that as well.
Oof. That was close. I suppose maybe they saw Dazzle port elsewhere, because if all 5 were there, that definitely could have been turned central on Empire. So.
Yeah, it looked very, like... just red for the eyes, just find a target, doesn't matter who it is, but they made it work, and obviously with the embrace that Rubik had as well with the silence there, making it work and killing off a Beastmaster. You know, not the biggest prize, but it's something, and it buys them time, and I think that's the most important thing for now.
Yeah. So Juggernaut went back for the Maelstrom and is going to go fill Mjolnir. It is great synergy with his Omni Slash, so even though he didn't get it earlier on for the benefit of farming, it still brings plenty. Again, like I said, with the Omni Slash synergy. I also noticed that level 20 talent on Ember Spear. Forgot about that, but the True Strike that he just picked up, of course, very important against the Phantom Assassin. Choosing to go a Radiance after his own Maelstrom. I suppose, yeah, the burn is always going to be annoying against Phantom Assassin, so you have that going for you. And the question is he going to be able to use that Radiance effectively enough? And what I mean by that is that he's not necessarily the tankiest hero here. No. So for that Radiance to be useful, you know, he needs to be up in the face. And I don't know if that's necessarily something he's going to be doing.
I've kind of been taught that you don't go a Radiance later on anyway, because it's too
the efficiency
late,
goes off. Yeah, I mean, there's some heroes like an Alchemist, of course, there where you get it early on for that farm efficiency. This seems like more of a response to what you're up against, so it's not necessarily for the farm. So I don't know if that argument is there, but I still go back to the point of he's been dancing around, and I don't think a Radiance is like all of a sudden he's like, okay, now I'm comfortable fighting in front, using this Radiance burn to my advantage. So
interesting choice.
Yeah.
We are gonna have Roshan up in a little bit, and we see that both teams. I mean, at the moment, Pango especially, but I would imagine that Empire really wants to get that Roche as well. They have to contest this, surely.
They have to, but something we saw last fight, too, and wanted to mention is Elder Titan's, of course, one of the most difficult heroes to contest a Roshan against with that Astral Spirit and the Echo Stomp. So, and I was also thinking back to the Ember Spirit as far as suggesting another item. Honestly, Shiva's feels fantastic this game. You talk about armor mitigation in general, and it's just kind of a natural item on a hero like Ember Spirit. So perhaps he's going to go for it next, but I would definitely like to see the Shivas next at this point if he does go the Radiance.
And we see how rich he can get. He actually, Elder Titan has nothing queued up at the moment.
Yeah, did go the Blink Dagger, so has better initiation, but again, still lacking the idea of, 4 staff, whatever.
They saw a respawn. They want to get it.
Yeah, Elder Titan's already in there. Just finished the Mjolnir. Will not have a buyback, though.
Yeah. I guess Empire can't contest this. It's too risky, because if they lose this fight, would you say, I mean, rightfully so, that it can be very Pango favored, especially with that Elder Titan there.
If they lose, I mean, they don't have buyback on Ember or Juggernaut, so if they lose this fight, I mean, it could just be GG. So I do agree with you that, especially because of that, and I mean, well, that was like a 10-second Roshan if that, so no chance anyways, and free Aegis to the PA. Going to be happening there. She also got her -4 armor talent at level 20, so that on top of the Deso.
Ember got the Radiance. No Talisman for the PA.
Nullifier there,
yeah. I mean, no Talisman is a little cheaper.
Late game Null Talisman there on the Phantom Assassin. Don't question, guys. It makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, the Nullifier, though, we saw last game, back-to-back games. Not an item we see a lot, but again, Nullifier this game is no doubt. It's just, like I said about the Weaver, too, it's the same thing with the PA. Great damage enhancement, but it will stop the BKBs and things like that. So, wants to be able to get in there and actually, I guess maybe even like the Crimson Guard. He could even, if he jumps to Sven, prevent that from going off. Yeah.
He won't have it until he dies, though, because it seems like he prefers that over, obviously he has the Aegis, but he prefers the rest over having that in his inventory.
I'm a little surprised. Usually you see the BKB in the backpack when you have an Aegis, because, again, you're not wanting to use it before.
Yeah.
So
maybe he's still changing it.
Yeah.
Nope, he
still has it there, but...
He changed out the Basher, actually.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Ooh, look at that Empire rotation. They want to wrap around. They got the Sven wrapping around together with the Ember Spirit. Perhaps they can already pick off the Beastmaster at the start. They look like they have him as a target first. The Roar comes out, though, and the Elder Titan gets a stop off, but in the middle of nothing at all. BKBs are active, but so is the Soulbind. So you as a target, the Nullifier is there as well, but Ghostic, he dies first, and it is Empire that can perhaps take this fight. Kuman, he has got that BKB already used, but he still has the Aegis available. He's also getting stunned up, though. Perhaps NaVi can grave, but no, he was silenced by the Embrace from this Rubik that he had stolen. A great fight for Team Empire, and that Aegis didn't do anything at all. The racks still go down.
Wow.
But that Empire pincer was perfect.
Yeah, no, again, credit to Empire. I've done it a couple times this game despite playing from behind. You meant perfect positioning that if they were going to win the fight, they needed to catch them off guard. They got the initiation that they were looking for. A big part of that, too, though, and this goes back to the BKB for PA that she had, but with the Aegis still, she actually used BKB, and the curse came out right as she used it. So she was locked down near at least half the duration while that was active, and she got kited very heavily as a result. So they just exactly as planned, they killed the teammates around her, and they saved her for last. And
can't do that
now here comes a counter push.
Actually, the creep wave is coming. He's fine.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah. They did take one of the Raxes on bot lane, so they get that. Obviously, still not worth as they did. I mean, losing the Aegis for that was a disaster of a fight for Pango. And I think Pango is going to try to see if, or rather, Empire is going to see if Pango is going to make any mistakes. Because if they lose one of their heroes right now, they're going to lose way more than just a tier 3 tower. PA does not have buyback. That is 600 gold away. A couple of kills for her if she can manage to get some after she spawns back up. And Empire knows that buyback is not on cooldown, otherwise she would have already used it by now, but 9 seconds until she's back is enough for Empire to scatter. Yeah, they can get shrines now, so of course that's good. You already see them pinging out the top shrine, it looks like. Also notice Ags actually was purchased by Rubik even before the previous fight, so I'm sure that came into play too, as far as what he was able to steal throughout. Yeah, that Embrace most of all. It just made NaVi useless. His attack is so slow. It has taken so long for him to get those the phantoms off of him. Can't do anything. It was too late with the Grave. Otherwise, the Grave would have been there before the BKB, or sorry, before the Aegis got popped. That would have been a whole difference, because at least then Kuman would have gotten some attacks off, which he didn't that fight, basically. Yeah, and this does go, but not to harp on it too much, but NaVi playing maybe an uncomfortable. Whoa, that was funky. Hello. That was funky. The Roar was there. Ghostic has to be careful, though. The Inkswell is going to try to save him alive. Soulbind is there as well, all used. And the Embrace returned to Slayer. It looks like Empire want to try and take this fight, though. They do. Oh, hello. See ya. They did until Kodos died without buyback. 2 minutes. That Omni Slash didn't actually do anything. Dream has to be very careful here. I think Empire, if you're Empire, you want to get out. But maybe you want to get out with Slayer as a kill. NaVi He has got a grave available. He also used the cheese. We're chasing Kuman right now, and Kuman is chasing Dream. The buyback from the Grimstroke and the Winter Wyvern are there. The support's coming back in. Dream getting hexed, getting bashed, getting killed. Triple kill for Kuman. He has got a buyback, as in Dream does.
Sheever.
Yes.
Ember Spirit bought an Aeon Disc into a Nullifier.
What? Why?
You usually don't want to do that. And we saw the reason why right there. His Aeon Disc popped.
Why would he buy Aeon Disc?
Because he wants to live, but
that's such a
it's against a Nullifier. I mean, the Nullifier was already purchased. PA's had it for a while, and again, we saw the interaction right there. As soon as the Aeon Disc was popped on Ember Spirit, it was just off and dead.
Done.
So
Kuman was anyway.
Kuman was very on top of it, but yeah, that's
this is a utility Ember Spirit.
I don't like that choice for obvious reasons.
Modern. Oh, hello, bye. Kuman jumping in, gets the kill before he gets cursed, but he still gets cursed. He's fine though, he has got a BKB active as well. The roar coming off on Dream again. He only just got back into this fight. He bought back for this. Empire needs to do well in this fight, and they will probably get Slayer. Slayer did also buy back for this fight, but he's a mere support. Oh, Kuman, he's going back in. He's actually going for the Rubik, who's taking a lot of damage from Slayer, who's still alive for the moment. Kuman with that Battle Fury also. He's needing some assistance. He's not getting it. He will die, but he did get enough kills before that to get the buyback up this time, so might get forced to do it. Naive trying to teleport out will do so. Lincoln's helping him out. Good fight from Empire. They defended.
Yeah, well, 2
buybacks.
Great fight for them, but yeah, Kuman getting way too over-aggressive right there at the very end, and I'm seeing glimpses of last game a little bit where, it's just that back-and-forth slugfest now. We are 42.5 minutes in or so. I guess it's just time for that, but I mean, the Pango still favorite. They're only up 1,000 net worth, barely, apparently. But
I have never seen an Ember Spirit buy Aeon Disc, I think. In a professional match.
I mean, I've seen it before. It's just, again,
in a professional match?
Yeah.
You're just going to make sure, okay, well, you know what, at least I'm going to get my chains out.
I mean, they have burst, right? And you're against a PA. I guess a hero like PA, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But
so does a Ghost Scepter. Look.
Well,
Archangel got that.
See, I was just about to say, well, he has a Nullifier, but guess. I don't know.
Fair enough.
It's an odd choice. I do agree there. I go back to the Shivas. I mean, the Shivas makes way more sense to me. It's not going to be nullified off. You still have that armor no matter what. So, again, very questionable there. But 70 attack speed just picked up by Elder Titan. So I go back to that I was talking about earlier. He's actually going to be a bit of a damage threat himself now when he activates that BKB in the midst of fight. So. Look at he's going to Chrysalis. I love it. No, well, AC. Okay, see that probably makes more sense.
I get some attack speed.
A little too
as well.
greedy, yeah. And Abyssal Blade's coming from Juggernaut. Okay.
They need that. They need because you said they need to control the PA, and that's one of the ways to do it. Their curse, sure, is nice and all, but they need something to do damage while they control him. And Abyssal Blade is just that nice haste rune by that Rubik who just flies away on this broom.
Yeah. There's a double damage bottom, by the way.
And that will be a nice one for Dream.
Ooh, this is going to be a fast Roshan. They scan it, but...
Aghanims on the Sven.
Okay, that God Strength.
Yep.
That much better. So these are some nice items. Abyssal Blade, Ags. It's, again, Empire, absolutely, they have 1,000 net worth lead somehow. So they still definitely have a fighting chance.
Yep, they got 2 lanes of Rex down, but... This next Roche, I mean, this game could still go either way. The next Roche is going to be a very important factor in the game as well. As we said earlier, though, Empire doesn't really have the upper hand when it comes to fighting around that Roche pit. How are they going to fix that? Do you think there's a way for them to do it?
Well, take advantage of the smoke and flank around like they did earlier would be one. But, yeah, it's not going to be easy. Getting a good curse off if they happen to be clumped, looking for that positioning. But the Elder Titan will be an issue here. It's going to be interesting to see how they ultimately deal with that. But I suppose, some kind of smoke play and wraparound would be my guess.
They have to be so careful, though. They have no buybacks. Oh, and there's the double silence with the Soulbind. That is a Winter Wyvern out for play. There is a no curse this game. The roar coming up as well. Nice air splitter from Zaya to indeed. It's pretty damn hard. Dream does die, though, and that is a buyback for Sven. But there's 3 heroes left alive. At this point, Roshan, they don't even need to go for that.
Just win.
Just win. They're gonna play it safe. They're gonna go for top racks rather than trying to fight under those tier 4 towers, which is still pretty scary to do. So playing it safe here. This is, of course, a game that has been very even, so don't blame them one bit. Reminder though, I mean, this is a second game in a best of 3 where Pango already took the first one. Madden, well, he'll drop. There was no hope for him.
Get your bets in now.
Like 4 cents.
4 cents for $1.
All right, if you bet when we said that the odds were actually looking pretty good for Empire, I'm sorry. But
that's the game of
don't
betting.
Bet with
don't listen to us ever on that.
Indeed, you know.
Bet at your own will there. No, but obviously the Pango, impressive stuff from them. Again, Empire, it felt like the theme of Empire this event was